Hello YouTube, Mike at Carbonite Lab. I have another update. It's been a while since I posted a video. This is a project I just finished for the War Master John. And this is a Laindraider that he had. He told me about the Laindraiders that he has. He had a couple of old ones, this being one of them. And I never had a chance to paint the older style Laindraider. So I was kind of curious if he'd let me paint it, and he did. He wanted to match his Khorne-themed army. To be honest, he gave me the option of doing Black Legion or his Khorne army, and because I'm on a red just tangent, I've decided it has to be his Khorne army. Besides, this model, when he got it, or when he gave it to me, it was cleaned up best he could, but it looks like it had been, sprayed red previously, but he got most of the paint off. So, this being the older plastic, it's a little different to work with, and I had to glue some of this stuff together for painting purposes. But it all went pretty smooth. He gave me his own color palette to work with, like a darker crimson color and kind of like a darker red to be his two colors, and of course with black. He wanted to paint it in those colors, which is a little bit darker than, like, say, Blood Angels, I guess, but it came out pretty good. And it didn't really have a whole lot on it. It didn't really come with a bunch of weapons. Obviously, it came with the las cannons and the storm bolter on top, but there was no heavy bolters or nothing like that. So, add these guys on there. Just to give reference to like a heavy bolter, and this being the storm bolter. I added the window slot from a current Rhino chassis just for something different, and then added these spikes down on the bottom along with the Khorne logo just to kind of bling it just a little bit, and to kind of just break up the monotony, because it seemed like it was a boring front face. On the top I added the basic various chaos bits, again black, just to kind of keep black flowing around the model. John the War Master, he likes stuff that's different, and I tried to appease him. Big Khorne symbol there on this side, and not really big on the freehand artwork, but this is one of my first attempts at doing so. The World Eater symbol. Not perfect, but I find the more I fuck with it, the the bigger it gets. So I'm going to leave it as it is. Did a little bit of weathering on it, some mud and dirt, make the chassis look like it's been rolling around for a while. A little bit of grease thrown up on the axles. Kind of surprised that this model, I've never really looked at one up close before, but the drivetrain system is really odd. I mean, if you guys have one of these, you understand, you know it. But the engine's over here in the back. Let me get this thing spun around. So there's the engine. Tried to get the exhaust pipes a little rusty and whatnot. But the drive line goes all the way up to the front into this front transmission up here, and then it looks like the front wheels are the drive wheels. A little unusual along background shifting. So there you go. I spent a lot of time on the tracks actually, because I didn't like how they come out at first. I wanted them to look old, somewhat rusty, beat up and whatnot. And after a couple different coats of like sepia, the dry rust application, a little bit of null oil, and I think some Delvin mud, just mixed it all up, and then I got the effect I wanted finally, and then just cleaned these up with a little bit brighter steel, because those would be crunching down into the rocks and take most of the beating. You wouldn't get much rust forming on those rollers. So this guy here, oops, I just cut this out from some masking tape and stuck it on there and sprayed it. A little difficult than I thought. The surface isn't entirely flat, so the tape doesn't stick all the way around. But all in all, I like the way it came out. I'm happy with it. The top piece here, I painted it because I'm guessing that's where some weapons go into, but I just painted it like there were little vision slits, little windows right there, so just for something different. And then I had more time before he comes to pick it up, so I thought I would do a little bit extra for him and throw this guy up in there. I like that he's got the storm, or his little bolt pistol out, and he's taking target on something, probably an Imperial soldier running in front of the tank or something like that, and taking the opportunity to shoot with that while he's still holding on to the storm bolter. I think that's pretty cool. I didn't have a Khorne Berserker head, so I used this one and just painted it a little bit darker, so that way it looks like he's succumbed to the chaos, make him a little bit evil. Just gave him kind of like a white eye. So I added that on there for something a little different. He wasn't expecting that. And this top piece, there's these holes up on top. You can see them right there. And that was just an open hole. Not really sure what went there, but I had some bits, so I created this guy. So he has a little spotlight. Just painted it pretty simple, nothing special. You throw it in there so it kind of gives it a little more stuff to do on the top. On the back side, I found one of these in my bits box, so I painted it up, magnetized it, so that way he can just pull it on and off if he needs to for storage. And then I just had another little extra bit, so I painted this bolter. We'll just slide it right there, just in case he runs out of ammo with his bolt pistol. He can just reach over, grab the bolt gun, and go to town. So there you go. Khorne Berserker, old school Laindraider. Just finished him up. My friend's going to show up on July 4th to pick him up, and I hope he likes it. It was kind of fun painting. Oh, hey! If you're hearing that buzzer, that means that my load of pants are done. Huzzah! There you go, guys. Tell me what you think.